I'm a coach, I'm a mentor for electronic music producers. I run courses. I check out this free session on Thursday night, link in the description. And also, yeah, that's it. Hello, welcome to another video on Zoid's YouTube channel. Dun, dun, dun. Today, 5 ways to use your voice in your electronic music. I think it's underutilized. Everyone has a unique voice, but I'm talking about your actual voice, your thing that comes out of your throat when you make noises. Bah, you know, just a single note or a single word has your signature, unique to you. It's like a fingerprint. Your voice is unique. I'm from a generation when it was common for me and my friends to call each other on the phone a lot when I was growing up. People don't do that anymore, but my next door neighbor, Derek, who I knew since I was 2 years old, you know, even if we like traveled the world, moved, he was like living in all over the place. I was living all over the place. We wouldn't talk to each other for several years, but after a gap of not talking to him for several years, if I was to ring him on the phone, you know, hey Derek, the very first words, hey Derek, he'd know who it is. Hey Dan, he'd recognize my voice from the phone from 1 or 2 words. Very recognizable. So you can use this. I think it's underutilized in music. You know, a good example is Aphex, who I love Aphex. He uses his voice a lot in his music, a lot. He's always using it. You know, you just hear a little snippet, or he turns it into a chord pad, or he sings a melody. You know, he synthesizes sounds to sound like his voice. He does all this crazy, complex, spectral whatnot. I'm not going to get too deep into technical things. It's just 5 simple things that you can use if you have a DAW, Ableton, or whatever. Okay, so let's jump in. So number 1 is incidental recordings. Okay, so just like, for example, this is the start of my EO Mac remix of my track off my last album, The Black Happy.
You all right there?
Sorry, yeah, just recording sounds.
Recording?
Sounds, just right.
Oh, all right.
So the story behind that was I was recording some sounds near my house on one Sunday with my field recorder, like looking for just bits, whatever. There's like an industrial estate nearby, metal gates, whatever, hitting things with things. And I didn't think there was any there, but there was a security guard there. So he came down, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just recording sounds. He was pretty confused, so I went away. But you know, normally if I record somebody, I'm asking their permission, but he just got caught. I was actually recording while he came, so that, you know, it was just an accident basically that I captured this. But those are great. I love using accidents and things. But normally if I record someone, you know, I ask them, do you mind if I record you? I've done that a lot of times as well. If you're not comfortable with your own voice, you know, get someone else's voices, anybody, your family or whatever, just use their voices. Just go, yeah, do you mind if I record you? Or if they're your kids, you don't even have to ask them, just tell them, yeah, I'm going to record you. I've used my nephew as well. I asked permission from my sister, his mom. He's in the track. Here's a bit of him. So incidental snippets of speech are great because they're just a little window into a world, into a personal life, you know, personality, type of personality in your music. Number 2 is using your voice as a sound source of percussion sounds. These kind of things, and I've made other videos about it, and I've used it a lot, like in the koala sampler video recently, or, you know, yeah, in this video. Here's a way to make unique drum sounds. You mix the drum sounds together with your vocal sounds. So this is what that sounds like. And then we have number 3, we have using your voice as to layer up chords. So I've done that also in several sessions and videos and stuff. So like, for example, here. Okay, now I've got chord, up 3, and bass notes to match. Number 4 is as a melody. You go sing a melody. Not with lyrics, like just with las or ums, or la is good. La la la. Even if you're not a strong singer, if you're not a good singer, like I'm not a strong singer. I'm not a singer at all, really. Excuse me. But bear with me. Let's try this. So I'll do it on Ableton. I'll show you my voice with the mic, this lapel mic thing, straight into Ableton. So I've got it set up here so I can go something like la 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 la. See, almost sounds like a dusty old poor quality sample. There's loads of ways you can turn that into a weird and wonderful sounding sound. There's like vocoding. Vocoding is slightly different, where you're using the sound to kind of modulate a wave that can sound a bit like your voice then, but I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to use Ableton's convert to, so on Ableton, if you right click on the part, you can go convert melody to new MIDI track, and it will do that for you. So now I've got la 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 la. Sounds terrible. Bear with me though. Many a terrible thing sounds good after you do stuff to it. Okay, so I actually meant to sing a minor third here, so I meant to sing like la 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 la. Starting again. La la la. La la la. It's very distorted from the mic gain being high, I guess. Convert melody to new MIDI track. Here we go. So it's made it into a la la la. Added some funny notes there, but la 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 That's an interesting kind of mixture of voice and synth, but we could also do some stuff to the voice itself. We could put on an envelope follower. The envelope follower follows the envelope the volume of the voice coming in and out, and then you can apply. You can set that envelope to trigger a filter, for example. So I'll show you how to do that. You go, you put auto filter after the envelope follower, and then la 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 la. Yeah, so there's like a interesting sweet spot where the voice isn't even sounding like a voice because you're filtering it, so you can get kind of just a slightly different effect. But grouping the synth and the voice together and then applying effects, you can just get a sound that is different. So I might not use this exact thing in a track like it is, but I might use that idea, that concept, and try and come up with a better melody and a, you know, more thought out example. But that is just to show one way to do it. Okay, so there's that one. And then number 5, sound effects. If you have a good mic for this one, that's good. You don't have to. But sound effects, the voice can do a lot of interesting effects. What does that sound like if you put massive amount of compression on it? You could turn into something completely otherworldly or weird, you know? For example, like this, I'll show you. Here's an example of recording some sound effects with my voice. Let's try this one. So, now some extreme compression. There's this Apple compressor I like to use for extreme compression. See if I can find it. Apple. The Dynamics processor. This one, you can really go extreme on this. You need to open up details and put the master gain up. Very extreme settings. Let's pitch it down as well. this really interesting textural thing from a deep guttural sound. I might use that actually in a track for just some background atmospheric effects. Okay, so that's 5 ways you can use your voice to make your electronic music more interesting, more unique to you, have more character, more personality, and that is what you want. And if you want to find out more about how you can work with me, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor for electronic music producers. I run courses. I check out this free session on Thursday night, link in the description. And also, yeah, that's it. See ya.